Burna Boy speaks out after viral comments on Black Americans returning to Africa causes discourse. I'm sure y'all have seen this. So Burna Boy is an Afrobeat artist from he's from the UK, but he's of Nigerian descent, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure he's from the UK.
Of that Benin Kingdom.
Ephraim. But yeah. Let me go ahead and show what he had to say. Hold on. Because he got a lot of people pissed off the way he said what he said. I'm gonna show it, and you tell me if what he said was disrespectful. Okay.
So I'm here with a man himself, the African giant Burna Boy, and I want to ask you, why is it important that the diaspora come home?
You know why? Let's use America for example, right? Because we can use anywhere. Yeah. But let's just use America, right? Why do you think the Chinese American, has their respect, and they don't go through the things that African Americans go through? Even though they might go through their struggles, I'm not taking anything away from them, but they don't go through what the African American goes through. You know why? Because the Chinese American has a base. He actually knows where he's from in China.
Right. And they have support from the Chinese government.
You understand? Like the Italian American.
They have Italy.
They know where their grandparents came from in Italy before. They know the first person in their family to come to America to start that line that made them Italian American. They know. You understand what I'm saying? And same goes for everyone else except the African American. You understand what I'm saying to you? So how can an African American and an Italian American be on the same field when how do I put this in a nice politically correct way?
Okay, let me say something right quick.
Let me read a comment.
Okay, go ahead.
George says the undercover Black Israelite a religion of terrorism. Antonio, why do they never ask Haitians to return home when they're risking their lives to come here? Or Jamaicans, Black Dominicans, Black Cambodians. They want our dollars. We got you. We know you meant lives. We know you ain't slow. Antonio, we know George is. He was on that short bus.
The guy's talking. Go ahead.
Read Jerry.
The guy's talking about to Chakabars on IG. Okay, yeah. Let me say this. When he made a comment, he says, why do the Italian, the Asian has more standing in America? Because he said they have a home base. Well, that's not really the case. About 20 years ago, the China was begging these what they call those really high level colleges. You know the words that slip your mind. Yale and Harvard and all that stuff. Those Ivy League.
Ivy League, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Chinese were begging these Ivy League colleges to accept Chinese as Mandarin as a language to be taught. They were begging all these colleges in America to accept Mandarin, and they wouldn't take it because it was useless. You're not a superpower. We don't care what you have to say. Right now, China don't even have to ask no college on the planet to teach Mandarin because it's automatically necessary because of the power that China has. The reason why Black Americans, and this is from a Pan-African point of view, if you're a Pan-African, you have to believe this. Black Americans, the reason why it's so hard for them to gain any status with the African identity in America is because Africa itself has no standing on a global scale. That's just that's just point blank what it is. Africa ain't China. They don't have nuclear weapons. They're not a superpower. So if Black Americans start identifying themselves with the African identity, they're not going to get as much respect because the country you're supposed to come from, they don't have any standing on a global scale. Even Italians, all this stuff, all of them have a country that means something globally outside of just resources. They mean something politically.
True.
Africa don't. So that's why if you have the Pan-African mindset, Black Americans wouldn't get the respect accepting the African identity in America as other demographics of people. That's just the truth what it is.
And not only that, the Most High has not put the curses on them. He's put the curses on us.
And this is, like I said, this is captivity still.
This is our captivity. This is not our, what's the word?
Our kingdom?
Our kingdom.
Exactly.
So we're supposed to endure this.
Now, that's the greater point when you talk about this. The other point, as the brother Antonio brought up, why do they always direct this at Black Americans?
Because they need Black Americans to acknowledge the continent of Africa.
Well, it started with the guy he's talking to. I think he's Jamaican. He said diaspora.
But what they always change it to?
But immediately he said, let's use Black Americans, for example.
Jealousy and enviness. That's exactly what it boils down to.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, remember there was a guy, I'm sure y'all know about a channel called Black Acres of Gambia. And there was a channel, I can't remember the channel right now. He had a channel where he was going at Black Americans who were in Africa, like trying to, African Americans who were repatriating back to Africa and all that stuff. He had a channel where he was constantly very critical of them and their decisions and what they were doing. And then he went into the interview and someone asked, why you go so hard on Black Americans and all this stuff? He said, well, they're the top tribe and heavy is the head that wears the crown. If you're the top culture recognized, you're the top Black identity, then you're going to get more criticism than others. And that's kind of the way I see Pan-Africans view Black Americans. They hold Black Americans to a higher standard socially and politically because they deem it as, well, you're in America, you know more. This is what they say. And I always say Pan-Africans to me always come off as white liberals. White liberals look at Black people as, oh, poor you can't do this, we'll help you, we'll just ignore. It's not failure if you're a Black person, you just, something else happened. So they kind of kiss your ass and lie to you, and they really racist. They treat you like you don't know what you're doing. It's not, you can't help it. You can't learn. That's the way I look at Pan-Africans view, particularly Africans. Like we Black Americans have to teach them. Do you agree with that?
A little, some and some not.
Explain.
White liberals.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck about Black people. They just use Black people to get what they want to get out of them to get other things passed.
That's my point. They look at you and anything happening towards you, they use it as a as fodder for what they want to do politically. They don't have to take you serious.
So you saying Pan-Africans don't take Black Americans seriously?
Africans.
They're just using us to push their agenda or something they want to get done?
No, I don't think they take Africans serious.
Oh, okay.
I think they look at Africans as children. They have to be taught something. That's how I always viewed it.
Well, it's sad.
It is.
But anyway, it boils down to jealousy and enviness. That's what it boils down to.
You think they're just jealous?
Yep, you did all that walking around the park and down the street, and it was just two simple things.
All right, let me show this right quick. So he responded on Instagram to the backlash he received from some people. It says, it's sad to see that in 2023, there are still such black people that would prefer we stay divided and conquered. Maybe it's my accent or something, but I never said you are African and not American. I also did not say Africa is part of heaven. You deserve all the land and reparations you want from America, and I'm 100% in support of that. All I ever done is try to make you understand that you have Africa too, that loves you and believes, and I believe, coming together as brothers and sisters in the only way forward for us Black people forward. For us Black people worldwide. You work against the progress of your people worldwide if your goal is to keep us divided.
Well, why y'all keep leaving Africa then? Why can't y'all stay in Africa and help build it? Y'all go off and you're supposed to go to other countries and get what you can get out of it and then return it back to your home and apply what you have learned to your country to develop and make it better. Y'all choose to stay in countries and help make their country better. That's crazy.
You would think you would say the education, like you said, education and resources you get.
No, they don't do that. They want to stay there, impregnate the women there, and build a whole life there. No, go back home. Y'all want us to go somewhere that y'all don't even want to be at. That's crazy.
I'm going to show a video by Mike Baggs. Y'all probably know him. He's associated with
None of us are we, just American and me.
Mike Baggs made a video where he asks, should Black Americans flee to another country for a better life? And I'm going to show the video he uploaded.
Try to, as a Black American, I will never abandon America. And that's because we've built equity in America. We have houses, we have land, we have businesses, we have generational wealth in America. So what you guys try to do is point to our degeneracy, and you try to label the entire Black American population by the minority of the minority in criminality and degeneracy. No, most Black Americans are hardworking, and we own things. And we own equity into this country. Now, to suggest that we should leave this country to go to another country and build equity is asinine. And to say that while you're in this country now is even more asinine. As a black American.
So that's what you got to say. I'm pretty sure you agree with him.
I agree with him until them nukes start coming here. Then it's time to abandon America.
You can't switch up now. If it's
Shit, I'm gonna definitely switch up.
If America's yours, even when it's time to
it's
suit up
mine
and boot
until
up,
them nukes start coming here. When them nukes come here, it's done.
When it's time to suit up and boot up, you gotta be willing to ride it out, won't you? You have ancestors that fought in the wars: Vietnam, World War I, II, Civil War. Oh, look at this nigga right here. Oh, what's the heartbeat for? What I die from? Explain to me how that fell flat. Come on.
When them nukes land, that's gonna be America, and I'm gonna be out of here.
Oh, you gonna say
she beat
Geechee is gone, boy.
And
she been beating good for a while. The heartbeat doing well, but when them nukes come,
you out.
I'm out.
Yeah. You ain't standing on it then.
Travis being a switch hitter. Duke, you should have known this man. He a yellow belly.
Oh Lord, that's an old saying, yellow belly. Oh man, let me show this. And here's another video. This one is out of London, I believe. This is the dude here with the microphone. He's Black American. You might have seen this video already.
He say Black American.
You mean he say he is? You can't keep doing that, man. You can't keep trying to take people identities, man. They tell you what they are. You gotta believe them until you find out otherwise.
Okay.
But anyway, he said he's Black American, and he interviewed these two women and asked them a question about who's more intelligent between, I don't know if he used the word UK or Americans or Europeans or Americans, and let's see what they had to say.
Y'all from London, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let me ask you a question. Who's smarter, Americans?
Definitely not. No.
Really?
Black people don't even know what country they come from. I said black people down there don't even know what country they come from.
So what country you come from?
Me, a few.
Let me pause right quick. Keep in mind, she just identified black people as Americans. So she don't consider herself black, do she?
Travis says he's a man. Do you believe him, Duke? I'm just asking for a friend, LOL.
African and Caribbean.
Where were you born?
Here.
So if your kids are born here, where are they from?
No.
Huh? Huh?
From London, but ethnic.
Hold on, ethnically don't matter. After four,
It does. That's what we mean. Americans, they're born there.
but that isn't that ignorant to say it? If
No.
Hold on. Hold on, you're white, girl. Calm down.
No, I'm Arab.
You still white. It's calm down.
No,
Hold on,
but
hold on.
that's what I'm trying to.
So you think that was a choice?
Well, if they decided to ask their mum where they're from,
My mom was born in America.
well, she should at least know.
My grandmother was born in America.
She should at least know.
How? Slavery was a crazy thing. Do you think that was a choice?
Of course not.
So how can you say that? Like seriously, how can you say that though? Like
Yeah, but we know the few countries we're from. At least in America, they don't know anything. They just say.
What's the good of knowing what country you come from if you don't want to go back to the shithole?
Well, she didn't name the country. She said Caribbean and African. That's not country. That's a continent and a land and an area.
That's true. What is the good of knowing where you come from and you don't even want to go back to where you know you came from?
Say they're from like California or somewhere.
But hold on, after 5 or 6 generations and building up America, don't you think we own America? That's our home.
Well,
Would there be an America if there weren't black people there?
I don't think that matters.
It does matter because without black people in America, there's no America.
I don't know.
It's true.
Okay, but like, calmly, all Americans are just dumber.
How?
If I show you a flag right now, you won't be able to tell me what that is.
Who cares what flag it is? Fine, you're dumber. You're dumber. Dumber. How many holes does a straw have?
2. 1.
Enough said. Enough said. Enough said. Huh? They're dumber.
Get her, Regina. Get that tether. How is it that the tether keeps repeating the same narrative, but the Black Americans does not know where he come from? Because that's what they try to use to minimize us. We're ignorant. We're stupid. We don't know where we come from. Well, bitch, you know where you come from, and you don't even want to go back to that shithole. I like the Rock said, it doesn't matter if you know where you came from. Is that the code language for you are home ninjas?
House nigga. Oh, yeah.
You are
You a house nigga.
you are home ninjas.
Oh, Lord. Speaking of foreign countries, since we're going to go into the story right here. We talked about this a few months ago. A Nigerian politician was arrested and charged, him and his wife were arrested and charged with organ trafficking.
That's why we don't want to go there.
And they were just recently, 2 days ago, they were found guilty.
We go back there, instead of selling us off this time, they're going to be selling off our body parts.
Oh, Travis on fire right now.
Nigga, you supposed to hit the gun, not the damn bomb. Hit this shit right. Hit it right.
I'm sorry. All right. Anyway. So, yeah, I just want to show this quick. Damn.
Nah, Regina. He dressed up and trying to chase that American money. There's no I like in that sentence. Dude, Travis can't read. LOL. Here, Travis. I got hooked on phonics for your player. Travis, shots fired, bullseye, hit. Well, George, I probably could read a little bit better if you knew how to form sentences. It's hard trying to read sentences when there's a whole bunch of fucking typos in it.
All right, this is the last story we're going to do on the immigrants. I think this is the last one. Even Dr. Umar is beginning to become a little bit more frustrated, or at least he's voicing his frustrations more on social media, on his platform. Dr. Umar Johnson made a video where he was saying he's sick. What's going on with the African immigrants, basically? So let me just show what Dr. Umar had to say. The Prince of Pan-Africanism.
And unfortunately, so many of our African immigrant parents come to America thinking they better than us. That when someone like Dr. Umar Johnson wants to come to the African community in America and say, let me train your parents on how to advocate for their kids, they run away from me and run to the damn white man. Because he gave you refugee status. From a damn war that he started. When I try to help you, you run away from me and run to the white man because he gave you refugee status. And so now you think you've been blessed by God because the white man gave you refugee status in the United States. A refugee status that wouldn't even be necessary if the white man didn't start the war that you had to run away from in the first place. And then they tell you to stay away from black folks in America. So y'all get to America, start acting like y'all don't know who we are. But your damn kids is being special educated, miseducated, and black immigrant youth are one of the fastest growing prison populations in America.
Is that true?
I have no idea.
He said African immigrants are the fastest growing
I have no
population demographics. So basically, Dr. Umar was sick of it. He was saying basically the parents of these
hold on,
children. Go ahead.
Oh wait, there's more, dude. The tellers just keep coming and saying nothing, talking loud. Look at George. Umar is trash. It is so unfortunate he still collects better than us donations on how to advocate for white money for black people for a school that doesn't exist. No, Umar, I do not know you.
The school does exist, though.
The school exists, George. You just hating on Dr. Umar Johnson as you always do. However, Dr. Umar Johnson is technically a tether. However, he gets to speak on our behalf because he's for black Americans. But if your ass step out of line,
what you gonna do?
You will be referred to as a tether.
Oh, that's the damaging
that's
thing.
The threat.
Being called a tether. That's the damage. Okay. All right. It's coughing all into the. All right. Ugandan parliament passes bill criminalizing identifying as LGBTQ, imposes death penalty for some offenses. So, remember a few months ago, or was that last month, the United States threatened Uganda, saying they would take away aid if they were to ban, or if they wouldn't approve of LGBTQ bills and stuff. And they said, we don't need your money. And now they went as far as to make it, to criminalize it now. Go ahead.
Have you ever been to the opening, Travis? No. A Travis choking on that Umar. If you step out of line, you know you would be called
The old tether. The old tether. Well, the funny is, this wasn't out of nowhere. Apparently, for a while now, U.S. Christian groups were sending money to Uganda.
which they're supposed to do. Well,
So-
we know where George won't be going.
I think they said a couple tens of millions of dollars, or maybe 20 million. I remember seeing the number $20 million was funded into Uganda for anti-LGBTQ rights and abortion causes. So right here it says the U.S. Christian group spent $280 million abroad, and you kind of shake your head and go, "Wait, y'all was sending all that money overseas when you can't even get this stuff passed in your own country?" It's kind of sad.
That's
ain't it?
crazy. Mystery Man, y'all see Melanie King on just pearly things, hating on black women? Regina, how was the gospel event?
Mystery Man, I don't know who Melanie King is, I'll be honest, but we're going to talk about pearly things later on. She had some comments talking to that what's his name? Butis, or however his name is, how you say his name? But she was talking about black people and reparations and how we overdo slavery and stuff. We're going to talk about it.
She said black Americans are not industrious.
Yeah, as Africans.
That's a dusty bitch.